Hello and welcome to Tech with Heart. I am your host, Michelle Calloway. Tech with Heart is a program all about empowering entrepreneurs to embrace technologies, systems, and strategies that will help them stay competitive and relevant in today's rapidly changing digital environment. And today's topic is a really good one. It's about website engagement and how we can increase the time people spend on our websites. So today's special guest is somebody who has many years of experience learning the do's and the don'ts, and she's got some really great tips today. Her name is Arba Cooper, and she's actually an engineer turned digital marketing expert, and she has helped so many business owners convert their just, static, boring kind of informational websites into being more of a conversion place where things are happening. Information's getting shared, sure, but people are sticking around and they're clicking and they're learning more. So those are the tips that we're going to talk to you about today. So help me welcome to the Tech with Heart stage, Arba Cooper.
Thank you, Michelle. I am so happy to be here and so happy to share. Yes, I have been designing websites since 1999, and my clients are all solo entrepreneurs many are just getting started with their business. And so over the years of designing the sites, I have found many areas that a lot of mistakes they make and some improvements to help. So that's what I'm going to share today. This is actually part of a larger training that I do that I talk about, like the top 10, then I can go to 12, I can go to so many, but we're just going to narrow it down to maybe what I feel are the top 3. So would you like to go ahead and get started?
The top 3 it's a really great way to kind of when you were showing me your top 10, I was just like, wow, some of these are things that I don't know if anybody else is talking about. And I was just like, wow, Arba, you really need to share this with the Tech with Heart audience. So yeah, let's first start, let's talk about what are some of those website elements that do seem to increase engagement, getting people to want to not only come to the site once they get there. That's the big feat, right? Getting somebody to land on your website, but then to have them stick around and not what we call bounce. So yeah, go ahead. What are the top 3 things that you can talk about?
Yes, definitely, Michelle. One of the biggest is your social media icons. A lot of people, they, social media, and they do a lot for social media. And so they tend to want to put their icons in the header of the website. But you don't want to do that, because as much effort as it takes to get someone to your website, and if you put your social media icon in the header and they click on it, then they're going to go off to Facebook, see what's in the feed, who's talking about that, go on to LinkedIn and respond to, then they forget all about your website. So that's why you want to put your social media icons in your footer. At least let them get through the first page of your website.
Speaking of first page of your website, is there any tips about what you should do on the home page, since that's usually the URL people land on when they are searching or they've heard about your business? They'll type in some words that they remember about possibly the title of your business, and then they go to your homepage. So what are some tips for keeping people engaged on your homepage?
Well, you want to make sure that your homepage actually clearly identifies your business. So there's an area that's called above the fold that you don't want to take up that area using some kind of stock photo or big lettering or something that may not engage a person. You want to make sure you're engaging them right above the fold. What usually works well there is a video, but don't make it a long video, because that's not going to keep the attention and engage someone. So a short video that maybe is like an about your business or a why, sometimes that works well, but make sure that the video has closed caption on it so that if they're not able to have sound on when they're listening to it, and on the opposite side of it, don't have too many videos. I've seen sites that they have way too many videos, they have too many images, too much going on the homepage, and that will slow down the speed of that page. And that's not good for search engine optimization.
So, wow, you just mentioned search engine optimization. Okay, so we know video, when it comes to content, when people land on your website, they need to understand really, really, really fast. I think you have like less than 3 seconds to make a memorable impression, a positive one anyway, in order to get them to stick around. So besides a video and closed captions, maybe they should have a little excerpt or a little written caption as far as the value that they offer as a business along with the video. What do you think, Arba?
Yes, you definitely want to have your value proposition, and that value proposition needs to, again, be above the fold. You want it sooner than later. People's attention span are very short, and you don't want to have them read your whole page or to click to get to what you're really all about. What's your unique selling point? Another thing too, when it comes to homepage, which actually transcends across all pages, use descriptive navigation. Don't just use home, about, products, services, contact us, because you are not differentiating yourself from anyone. If everybody uses those same titles, then you're losing the opportunity to actually talk about what service you actually provide. So, if you're a speaker, then say speaker media or whatever your product is. Let them know at that top level what it is instead of just saying products, services.
Can you give us like another example instead of like a product or services, maybe what somebody might use? Like, for instance, you help businesses with website design. So what would your product or services title be instead of products or services?
Exactly. Because I help with more than just websites, then my title descriptions, I say websites, logos, email marketing, workshops, training and workshops. So it's very specific. As a digital technologist, I do more than just websites. So when someone comes there, I want them to see that. And if they specifically know that they're looking for, maybe they need training, then they'll go right to training, or they might want a new logo. So that way they can go directly to the service that they want.
Well, thank you for that, because I know a lot of people just kind of fall right into the same old. And above the fold, for those of you who are fairly new to that term, when you're on a desktop computer, when a website opens, it's what opens first and lands and fills that entire screen. That is what they call above the fold. Some places refer to it as a hero section. That is your opportunity, like within less than 3 seconds, to help somebody quickly understand who you are, what you do, and what the problem is that you're solving and the unique solution that you offer. That's why a video is really helpful there. We call them intro videos. Just keep it short. 30 seconds is prime. That's a really good time. People will watch a 30-second video to understand more about you. But I also like to use phrases over on the right that really kind of help paint the vision and the dream of the problem and solution offering that you're putting out there. So that's just some tips. And then down below, you can kind of go into a little bit more like what we offer, and you can break down those services. But that's below the fold, right? So that's where they scroll down. So great tips. All right, so you talked about search engine optimization earlier. Now that is when your business gets recommended to people who are searching for things that are similar to what you offer, or what your competitors are doing. So you want to show up high on those search results. So can you talk to us a little bit about some tips when it comes to search engine optimization? Besides, you said speed loading times, right? You want loading times to be fast.
Correct. And one of the things, I want to give a good example of above the fold. My background is actually a good example of above the fold. Whenever I get in a networking meeting, I don't have to really do a lot of talking. People can see automatically, this is what I do. So that's what you want, above the fold. You don't know what's going on below. So anyway, so some other tips about search engine optimization is that you do, in order for your website to appear in the search engines, you want to have it targeted for what people are looking for. A really good example that I can give is my husband, who is a handyman, and he does lawn care in the springtime and snow plowing in the winter. So of course, the words that we use repetitively on his website is snow plowing, lawn care, raking leaves, or snow removal. So you want to consistently use popular words within the content on your site. Also, using descriptive images. That is really key, because Google actually pulls up pulls websites based on images. So if you, by having images of snow or raking grass, or I'm sorry, mowing grass, label your images instead of saying image 1, image 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually label that image as to what it really is using keywords, and that will help show up in search engines and videos.
Being able to do business online is crucial for survival, especially during times of social distancing. So how do you survive and thrive in the sea of digital noise? It's a lot like fishing. You need to know who your perfect customer is so that you could use the right kind of lure to attract them. We help you catch your perfect customer and retain them for future sales through highly converting websites, influencer mobile apps, getting you featured in the news and on TV. Hi, my name is Jerry Bowden, U.S. Army veteran and president of Revealio Software Solutions. Our goal is to help you rise above the competition, be seen as an expert authority in your industry, and embrace technology to stay competitive for long-term success. It's more affordable than you may think. So reach out to us at Revealio.com, and together we will make your business come alive.
Absolutely. So that's a very powerful tip that she gave right there. And I also want to just kind of talk about that in the realm of an ADA compliant website. For those people who are visually impaired and can't quite identify what an image on a website has, they need to be able to hover over it and have it read to them a description of the image that they're hovering over. It's ADA compliant, but it also is huge in the world of SEO. So yeah, don't just have titles that say image 1, because that does nothing for anybody. Plus, it gets very confusing even when you're trying to remember where was that image that you saved to your website. If you didn't even add a descriptive title to it, it's going to be harder for you to find it. So that's a very good tip, period, when it comes to creating libraries of images, to actually take the time to rename them to something that's descriptive with what's going on inside those images. And then, do you want to talk to them about optimizing images?
Yeah, there's a lot of, depending on what kind of website platform you're using, many of them optimize it for you, because that's just, it's a given. But one of the things you definitely want to make sure of, if you are not using a website builder that optimizes your images, the term optimizing means that most cameras now, everyone wants these smartphones that take huge pictures, all the megapixel. A megapixel picture is great if you're trying to do a billboard. But using on a website, you want to keep it right around 1920 is like the average screen size. But remember, most people now, they're not even looking at websites on monitors. They're looking at websites on your smartphones. So optimizing simply means that you want to reduce the size of that image so that it still is a good quality, but a smaller file size. And that's very critical. And another point I want to tie in with images and SEO, which and call to action. I'm going to tie in three things right now, is that if you are using images on your website, make sure they're clickable, because you can track the images, and people's eye are drawn to images. Try to use images more than a lot of words. It's pictures are worth 1,000 words, and I'll say videos again are worth more than that. But if you're using an image, if there's a good call to action, for instance, if you have a free ebook that you want them to download, show a picture of that ebook, have the call to action to say, click here to download the ebook. And then not only the button should be clickable, but the picture should be clickable as well. So have the pictures clickable, will help you when you're looking at your analytics to know what people are looking at. It draws attention, and that's what it's all about. Engage, engage.
You know, I'm going to just throw in one more tip on there, because I agree. The more visually appealing and telling the story visually, less words, more images, maybe more headers and subheaders to kind of draw the eye, because people's attention spans are so sinking short. Like I said, you have less than 3 seconds. If they're scrolling and they see images and headlines, that's really pretty much what they're reading. They're not reading all that small little text. But when you do give them a call to action, be very conscious about how you're funneling them through wherever they're go next, right? So if it's a contact us, like you have a button saying, contact us for a consultation, do you actually want them to leave that homepage in order to fill out a form to contact you? Or do you want them to go to a whole nother page on your website called Contact Us? So you can do that navigation in different forms. You can actually have a pop-up that just gets them to stay on your homepage. And that way, when they're done with the Contact Us form, they can go back to perusing a little bit. Who knows? You have to really think about those things, because when you set those images up as links that can take people to the same place the call to action button does, you get to decide, do you want a new window to open? Do you want it to be a pop-up? Or do you want them to actually go to a whole different portion of your website? So it's just things to think about, right? Those are key ways to keep people on your site.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
go ahead. Do you have anything else?
Yes, the Contact Us. I'd like to talk about that a little more. One of the things that I do is a website checkup, where I actually look at people's site, and I give them pointers and things that I think that they can change. And there was someone who had a pop-up on her website, and she didn't realize, because a pop-up, you want to make sure you're doing it appropriate, that either the pop-up only pops up one time for a new visitor, or just one time throughout the session. Well, her pop-up popped up every time you would go to the homepage. So if I was on another page and came back to the homepage, it'd pop up again. It was very annoying. And so I recommend, and also on the Contact Us, she didn't have a Contact Us page, and the only way to engage with her was to schedule an appointment. So, I immediately said that if someone has a question, or maybe they want to maybe partner with her, anything other than meeting with her, she didn't allow that. So what I believe in is that, number one, this is me. I like to put my phone number, first of all, very easily in the header. And you want to make it very easy. If someone wants to call you and they are the type of person that wants to make a phone call, then put your phone number in the header. But in the footer, use that opportunity to put all of your contact information in there. I already talked about your social media. So put your social media. You can put a simple contact form down there, an address if you have a physical location. And then I believe in putting a simple contact form on the homepage. So like you said, Michelle, they don't even have to leave the homepage. If they've already see something interesting and they want to contact you, make it easy. And if you are going to have a contact page, put more on there than just your contact form. That's an opportunity to maybe do some more selling or some more interest. Put something more than just a contact form and a map or whatever. Some more information about you.
Yeah, all these are such great tips. So let's make sure we do a recap. So the top 3 tips, Arba, go ahead and list them again.
Wow, I know we talked about a lot. It might be more than 3 because we ended up talking about, but having descriptive navigation level, descriptive navigation labels, having your contact information visible and easy to get to, your value proposition above the fold. I think that would be the 3. And incorporated in that, we talked about videos and images that could help with your SEO.
And we talked about call to action. So I'm going to just throw my little 2 cents on the call to action. On your homepage, remember the main call to action that you want somebody to do, whether it be opt in for that free downloadable or to learn, to schedule a consultation. Don't add so many call to action buttons to a one page that the user really seriously is confused as to what they should do, because confused minds don't buy. So that's where it's really great sometimes to not just do a website all by yourself, but to reach out to somebody who could either coach you on how to do it yourself or help you by doing it with you. Right, Arba?
Exactly. And on the opposite, make sure you have a call to action. Don't just have a page or a site. You have to remember, a website is for the prospective client, your prospective, your prospect. It's not for you. You don't make it look, the way you want it to look and all of that to impress yourself. You're trying to engage business, capture business.
And if you think of a website as a replacement for a brick and mortar store, right? I mean, it should be in addition to, if you do actually have a brick and mortar store, you should always have an online presence. But think about it this way. I mean, it's all about location, location, location. So let's just say you build the most magnificent looking business building in a prime location, but yet nobody understands what you do. So they're going to walk right on by unless you've got some really great messaging going on that attracts them to walk through that door. So make sure that your homepage is a very welcoming walk through that door experience that then breaks things down organizationally so that they can navigate to what really interests them about what you do, especially if you have multiple different types of services that you're offering. So those are some great tips.
One more that I just don't want to forget. It encompasses everything, and that gets back to this little device. Okay, like I said, I've been designing websites since 1999. A lot has changed. So if you're designing your site and you're going for the glitz and the glamour and this moving in, this moving out, and all of these images, then it's not optimized. That's another optimize or responsive, which means that how is it going to look on a phone? That's what's really critical. That's what's really important. Make sure that it looks good on a phone and you can get to what you need easily on a phone.
Absolutely. It's getting close to like 80% of all websites are being viewed on mobile phones first and foremost. So when you design on any website builder, make sure that you're using a responsive theme or platform, because then that saves you a lot of headache, and then you can just go in and tweak a few things rather than having to build like 2 versions of your website, which is the old school way of doing it. So technology continues to advance, and there's a lot of different tools you can incorporate into your websites to help you with your getting traffic to your site. But definitely these tips are for when they get there, how to help them stick around a little bit, because if it's too much, too overwhelming, or they just don't know what to do, they'll bounce. That's what's called a bounce rate. And you don't want a high bounce rate. You want where people are spending a good 3 minutes or more on your website. That's a good, and then clicking to like opt in for things. That's really, really good. Arba, you actually coach clients on how to help them organize and structure, right? And then also you help build. So tell us a little bit about how you can help small business owners or solopreneurs, and then how they can reach out to you.
Yes. So I work with solo entrepreneurs, particularly those just getting started in business. And you can reach me by going to digitaltechnologist.net and see the different services that I offer. And also my calendar link is on there as well. You can schedule time with me. And I just love at any stage, whether you already have a website and you want me to do a checkup, or if you are looking to start your first website, or if you want to get training, I can do all of that.
And that's a wonderful thing, because not everybody does that training portion. Some people are just like, well, if you need help, I'm here, so it's like you go above and beyond. And I really love that. And that's why I was so excited to have you part of this Tech with Heart community, and also being one of our experts within the community as a go-to for this type of service. Thank you. So, okay, so we already recapped on the top 3 things, even though there was a little bit more than 3. And I would love for you to kind of share, what is a thought or a quote or something that you would like to leave impressioned upon people's minds that are tuning into this episode right now?
The old saying, what you don't know can't hurt you, is not true. What you don't know can hurt you. And what I mean by that is, from my personal experience, if you are trying all of these different techniques and you're spending a lot of money, and just because you heard this works, that works, you can end up really, when you're just starting your business, you can end up going into debt and not even being where you want to be with your business. So my tip is, get help. There's so much help out there. I mean, everybody's heard of YouTube University, or just look for people such as myself that are willing to offer training, or get in networking. There's groups now, like there's tech groups, just like with Tech with Heart. That's why I love that. So just surround yourself with other entrepreneurs that can help you. Don't do it alone.
Yes, that's exactly why we started the Tech with Heart community, just addressing every single thing you just mentioned there, is that solopreneurs, small business owners, they have a great deal of fear and feeling very vulnerable that they don't know what they don't know, but then they don't know who they should trust, and they don't know what kind of technology they should be grabbing hold of, and they don't know, where to begin, or how, or what is a realistic expectation for themselves. And oftentimes they don't even have a budget, and that gets really frustrating, to take things and make it better so that they can make more money, so that they can have a budget. So please, if you are a heart-centered, but yet want to be more innovative in your approach and be more like work smarter, not harder kind of approach to your online business, please consider joining our Tech with Heart community by going to techwithheartnetwork.com. We host monthly live events. We're going to hopefully start offering more workshops. I'm working on building up my expert lineup for those types of workshops, which will take you a little bit more into the weeds and teach you a little bit more how to do, rather than just what you should do, but how to do it. And so go to techwithheartnetwork.com, join our community. You can join for free. Or if you are an expert influencer like Arba here, and you would like to be, looked upon as the go-to expert within the Tech with Heart community for your particular area of business growth or marketing techniques or financial expertise, please go to techwithheartnetwork.com and join our community as a gold member. And then we would be more than happy to elevate you in the eyes of others, and also to have you be that go-to person that they can go to, feel safe and secure that this person is indeed heart-centered and will take good care of you and help your business grow. So thank you for tuning in today. Here is to your business success.
Your story needs to be seen and heard, and your brand needs to be revealed. Revealio elevates purpose-driven businesses into the spotlight through video storytelling, augmented reality video marketing, and professional website design. Get discovered online or in the news. Be featured in national magazines, or host your own TV, podcast, or live radio show. Together, we make your brand come alive. All it takes is Revealio. Visit Revealio.com to get started today. Minority and service disabled veteran owned.